Mr. President, I don't know wittingly or unwittingly, when you were answering the question about our relationship with the USA, not once have you mentioned DERCO or Minister of International Relations. And this is as a result of you having met Elon Musk during the UN General Assembly and knowing very well the views of Elon Musk about South Africa, racist, white supremacist views about South Africa, which led to you meeting him because you thought you were going to clarify those issues. Unrepentant racist became emboldened and then made more bad remarks about South Africa even after meeting you physically. You still saw a need to go outside the diplomatic channels and made a contact with an individual, not using diplomatic relations or mechanism within which we resolve diplomatic disputes as South Africa. Don't you think you individually have emboldened white people to undermine us, and you have single-handedly destroyed the diplomatic relations of South Africa with other countries, and you have destroyed and juniorized the Department of International Relations? Mr. President. And le swantse le tsebe gore nto ya go bolela le ditsotsi tša go tshwana le bo Elon Musk go re taletša ka bana ba makgowa. And worse, Elon Musk, you organized a meeting with him or that telephone conversation through his immoral father, politically, economically, and otherwise. A man who has engaged in business in South Africa through illegal means, even when he has admitted to do so. Those are the type of characters you can't speak to. Imagine, Mr. President, had they said Donald Trump called the Guptas during that time. What were you going to say? You are going to say that Guptas are an independent state actor. You are not going to say that. You are going to feel undermined. And that's exactly what you have done. What are you saying about established practices of resolving issues in a diplomatic way and diplomatic channels in South Africa? Do you have a full confidence in the Minister of DERCO and the department itself? You speak about an ambassador in Washington or New York. That ambassador belongs to the Department of International Relations. Instead of talking about international relations, leadership, and the department, you talk about ambassador. But when you talk about DRC, you talk about Minister of Defense is doing 1, 2, 3. You don't say ambassador in DRC is doing 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
We have not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Good old South African prep here. So nice introduction video. So racism is a major big problem in South Africa. So let me explain it to you like this for our foreign viewers. If we work with black and colored people in general on the ground in South Africa, you don't get people talking to each other like the video that I've just showed you. In actual fact, people get along quite good in South Africa, the different races and the different tribes and the different cultures. The problem is that this guy has been spewing this nonsense for the last 10 plus years. Now, if you call him a racist for calling white people racist, then you are a racist and you are a white supremacy, and he calls you all sorts of nasty names. And from the top, from Parliament, because he's a Parliament member, if I'm not mistaken, he represents the 4th largest political party in South Africa. So he represents about 9% of the votes. Not 9% of South Africans, 9% of the votes. We'll do another video about the statistics of how many voters and how the ANC and the EFF actually thinks that they're the big man in the room, but they're actually not. So it's a problem, because if you keep on spewing this rhetoric to the youth, especially the unemployed youth, because his party basically represents the unskilled, the unemployable youth of South Africa. So anything from 18 years of age up until about 30 years of age. Black South Africans that just cannot find work. And you keep on spewing this nonsense day after day for 10 plus years. People are definitely going to start implementing and thinking like that. And it's quite sad because, like I just said, on the ground in South Africa, we treat each other with respect. If we had to speak to each other, black and white, on the street like this, South Africa would be in chaos, absolute flipping chaos. Yet this guy is allowed to sit in Parliament, because that first video was in Parliament. He was speaking to the President of South Africa. He's allowed to attack the wealthiest man in the world. Now, it doesn't really matter if he's the wealthiest man in the world, but you really want to attack white people in front of the world and then say, oh, BEE and racism in South Africa does not exist. This is South African Prepper. Please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to buy this farmer a coffee, link is below. God bless.